As a researcher, you know each literature review begins with a clear research question. Soon you're sifting through countless papers, unsure how to find a quick answer without taking shortcuts. What makes this different is the question itself. You're not asking for a broad recap. You're asking how large the effects are, which study designs carry the most weight, and where the evidence disagrees. That gives deep research a real job to do. It organizes the answer around that exact analysis, so you get a review built for your decision, not a generic template that treats every paper the same. Before anything starts, you can already see the whole path ahead. First, the question is understood. Then the literature is searched. Coverage expands, key findings methods and gaps are extracted, and finally the report is written. That matters because this isn't a vague search box pretending to think. It's a deliberate workflow, and each stage stays grayed out until the run actually reaches it. And when the system follows citations outward, it pushes past the opening query and pulls in papers you would have missed if you only stayed with the first keyword search. As the papers come in, the system doesn't treat them as one blur. It tags what each source contributes, whether that's a result, a method, or a gap the field still hasn't answered. It also checks whether each source was peer-reviewed and whether anything has been retracted, so weak or overturned evidence doesn't quietly sit beside stronger work. And when studies point in different directions, that conflict stays visible. Instead of forcing one neat conclusion, the review shows you where the evidence actually disagrees. It takes a few minutes to run, but you don't have to sit there watching every stage tick by. You can start it, leave it working, and come back when the review is ready. And that's where the payoff starts. While you move on to something else, the system keeps stacking structured evidence in the background, so the weight turns into a report you can actually use. What comes back isn't a pile of links. It's a structured document with tables, diagrams, and numbered references you can trace all the way to the DOI. Under the hood, deep research builds that answer as a full synthesis, moving through background, findings, limitations, gaps, and future directions, so the review reads like something you can actually work from. And in SCiNiTO, that format is designed for real outputs researchers already need, whether you're drafting a literature review, shaping a grant proposal, or writing a policy brief. SCiNiTO starts from a verified scholarly index through OpenAlex, so each paper comes with real metadata, a DOI when one exists, and linked records that keep the evidence trail intact. It also holds your place when your session is interrupted. Refresh the page, come back midstream, and your work resumes without losing context, with citations opening in the format you actually need. And now quick chat and deep research run on the same underlying system, which means the behavior feels more consistent as you move from a fast question to a deeper evidence review. Instead of burning weeks screening papers by hand, you get a research-ready synthesis with explicit citations attached to every claim, so you can trace the reasoning back to the source. So if one question keeps turning into a maze of papers, start with that question in SCiNiTO and let deep research build the path for you. That makes it especially useful for PhD students, principal investigators, and policy researchers who need credible evidence quickly without giving up the standards their work depends on. It's built to handle broad or messy questions first, then tighten the review with filters and carefully chosen sources until the evidence set matches the exact problem you're working on.